to die, then I reckon it is to my advantage to choose the laws of the gods than those contrived by a man. And thus the pain that might accrue for me in death is but a trifle, although it may hurt indeed if dogs were to savage and shave my sibling's dead, naked corpse. He too my mother's child. But as it is, I feel no pain to know that he is now safe. And if by chance you seem to think that I have acted in foolishness, then maybe it is a fool himself who condemns my foolishness.
The child reveals her begotten heart, itself a legacy from the defiance of Oedipus.
She is also quite incapable of compromise. Such willfulness is not attractive in man, or especially woman.
Are men of power not also encased in poison? Power curses as it corrupts.
Know well that the most stubborn souls most often take the hardest fall. I also know that the highest-spirited horse too can be controlled with the merest of curbs. This girl, just now did she contravene established law, compounding it a second time her crime of pride and indulging herself in laughter while proclaiming her guilt. I am myself no man but the Lord King. Should this girl attain this seeming victory unchecked, her position would inculcate an equality. It matters not that she is my sister's child and taken me closer to me by blood than any other folk who worship Zeus within my house. For she nor yet her sister shall escape the worst of fates. For I charge that Ismene too is guilty for an equal share in this conspiracy to bring about the burial. So bring the other girl here, for just now did I see her in a passionate fit of madness, quite out of control of her wits. The minds of those who contrive treason and plot in the dark are like to betray themselves.
Do you wish to do more than merely kill your prisoner?
No, only that. All that must be done to set the law correct.
Why then delay? This conversation brings me no enjoyment, nor would any talk with you, while talking with me brings no delight to you, I further trust. And yet what greater acclamation could I win but from the burial of my own brother's corpse? And all these people here would say this crime did please them too, if only terror did not lock their silent lips. Terror more of you than of the gods. And how pleased must they be of your circumvention of their place in the people's hearts. And still the king is blessed with many fine advantages, none of the least is which is his capacity to do and act as he pleases, putting words into silence.
The citizens deny you the moral ground if you see the situation so.
They see it also so, but fawn and cower down to you.
Have you no shame to think yourself apart from them? Have you no need for my laws?
There is no shame in honoring one's brother, so law or no.
Your other brother too did fought and died against him. Should Eteocles be regaled to share eternity with a traitor?
All siblings from the self-same sire and mother share truth.
How honor then the one to slight the other?
Polynices was not his antagonist, but a brother's corpse rotting in death.
Who wished to rape the land while Eteocles defended it, and Thebes!
Never mind, Lord Death desires burial rights for all Thebans. Polynices did not fail to be a citizen in death.
The patriot demands a better share than the renegade.
Who knows if things are quite so clear in Hades as does Zeus declare it?
The righteous and evil are separate alive or dead.
I am disposed to love by nature, not to hate by law.
Then go below and love your dead if love you must. So long as I live, no woman shall rule me.
But see, before the gates, Ismene here, your sister comes, shedding sisterly tears, and clouds of grief upon her fevered brow do shade her face and drown her loveliness.
You there, second serpent lurking in my house, you too did feed on me. Did I know that I nurtured a twofold curse to rise rebellious against my throne? Speak now and confess your part in this defiance. Did you share in this burial, or do you deny complicity on your oath?
I have done this thing if only she accepts my claim, and I would share in the guilt and in the punishment as if I shared the act.
Right and justice shall never allow you this condemnation, since you are uninvolved, nor would I ever ask for your help or martyrdom.
But in your present storms of strife, I feel no shame myself to sail with you to share in your suffering.
The dead and Hades too can witness whose deed this is. Your pious guilt is no real compulsion to honor our dead brother. It is mine, and I have no love for those who love in word alone.
I beg you, sister, don't deny my love, but rather let me share in honoring the dead.
You will not share in my death, nor will you claim to share in my deeds that were not yours. My willing death will satisfy the day in mine heart, as I stood and acted in faith.
What life or love remains for me despoiled of you? How may I move from this place of loss?
Ask Creon that, since all your own care is for him and his law.
What good does it do to hurt, to wound me? me so?
The hurt is mine. You are a turncoat with no involvement. Move away from me. You have your truth to live.
What can I do to remedy your hurt?
Preserve your life. I begrudge you life. I don't begrudge you life, but I just death for my passion.
And shall I have no share at all in what is yours?
As you live, I choose to die.
At least I had my say.
Some will embrace you, still others me.
And yet now our folly is shared, no matter the outcome.
Never! You have courage, you are alive. My soul was long since dead if I had ignored the right. No, it fitted me well to serve the dead.
It seems that only one of these girls has gone stark mad just now from grief. The other seems to have been quite mad from birth.
Our native common sense, my lord, cannot remain untouched by situations dire. You cannot decree it. Take leave here.
So much as chivalry who wishes to share in her crime. You are denied as you did her.
What life is left for me to live alone bereft of her? My brothers, father and mother, and now sister?
Think not of her, she is no more.
And shall you kill your own son's bride-to-be?
There are plenty of other wishes for him to dream.
But none to offer such a loving union of family and crown.
I
The
do-
goddess herself would despair at the coldness of your heart.
I do not wish for my sons to marry wicked wives.
My best beloved Haman, your father does you wrong.
You and your precious marriage are denied.
You shall deny your son his bride?
It is death rather that denies your union, not I.
You have, it seems, decreed her death.
Both I and you. Waste no more time, you there, take them both inside. The law declares Antigone dead and it's mean unfavored. Our women must no longer be allowed to wander out of doors. I must show them their places and doors, and quiet!
The last hope of the clan, these girls, whose light illuminated with future hope the house of Oedipus, have in turn dimmed it. What wild lawlessness of humankind can limit your strength, Lord Zeus? Nor sleep, which entraps all things, can master your power, nor the sequence of months unwearied of gods can contain it, but deathless and timeless your rule over gleaming Olympus.
The ignorant man remains oblivious, but for only the shortest of spans does man live free of grief. But see, young Haman approaches, Rheon's youngest son. Does he come full of grief, lamenting the fate of his bride-to-be, Antigone, whose future he has lost?
Son, it cannot be you coming in rage against your sire. I trust upon hearing my ruling as regards your bride-to-be. Are we still your father, to be loved and honored regardless of her?
My father, I am yours. No marriage shall I ever deem to be worth more to me than your sound example in leadership.
Indeed, my son, for your duty demands that your heart remain disposed precisely so, to hear me and obey. For there is no more dreadful plague than an evil mate. No, shrink from Antigone as from some enemy, and send the child to make her marriage bed in Hades' hall. For she alone I caught in blatant defiance against my rule. I shall not betray myself as false before my people. No, I shall kill her. Do this for me, for I am confident that such a man who can obey with grace would make a splendid king, would follow the laws of the gods. For here, as in Olympus itself, there is no more heinous a crime than disloyalty. It is the death of cities that makes desolate our homes. The rule of law preserves to the best effect the lives of honest men. The rule of law and the Constitution must be preserved, must not be compromised by a woman's crime. Far better to fall, and fall one must, by a warrior's hand. No shame in being mocked as weaker than a woman then.
Unless we are deceived by our advancing years, the things you say are sensible, articulated well.
My father, the God bestowed in men the gift of wisdom, which is the greatest of all our gifts. Yet, I lack both the skill and experience to judge if you are right or wrong in what you say. I am by nature one to watch on your behalf, to see what the men may say and do, and to listen intently. Yet, citizens express grief, and they are afraid to provoke your rage, for Antigone, this child of womankind, they say, she's the least deserving of such a dreadful death, because of a deed, after all, most noble. Yet who would not suffer her brother's corpse to lie unburied in the bloody strife, to be ravaged by carrion birds and ravening dogs? And so deserves, does she not, to win, rather, prizes of gold than that of the grave? What greater prize could children win than the respect of their fathers, and parents win beyond their sons' respect? And so do not forever keep a single stubborn mood, or do not believe that you alone monopolize the truth. the gods' own truth, not man.
Listen to your son, Creon.
I believe that if any man believes that he alone rules all of mankind, then he is not wise, and that his tongue and heart alone are not true, and he will prove to be a hollow man. And I ask that you check your rage at being disobeyed and allow yourself a change of heart. I believe it is right for me to give advice.
Are we at our age to take lessons on how to think and feel from an uncalled youth, such as this boy lost to love for a broken, uncivilized woman?
But what I offer is just. I may be but a youth, but you should not look at my age, but at the justness of my words and the logic I hold.
Is it a part of your character now to honor criminals?
I suggest that no son suggests the honoring of criminals.
And yet is she herself not a confessed criminal?
The men of her city, thieves, think not so.
The city now dictates policy to me.
It is your answer that truly smacks of youth and inexperience.
Who else's word should guide my hand? I am the ruler of all of
A
Thebes.
city does not belong to any single man to rule.
Is the state not the business of the ruler's guiding hand?
Oh, better you to rule a wilderness than that of men.
I am mistaken then honor what I legislate.
My care is all for you, Father.
This boy attempts to use loyalty to gain a support for a female's cause.
No, but I believe that no man should trample down the law of a god.
A coward's nature of yours to fawn over womanhood. By reigning, I have the ruling of the gods.
Your word does not supplant that of the gods. It's man's approval you have. Did we learn nothing from your brother-in-law, Oedipus?
And yet everything you say is said on her behalf. Your logic is blinded.
Oh, and for me, I say that the gods will, and for men's will, you are wrong.
And you shall never marry her while yet she lives.
So then if she dies, her death condemns another's too.
You come here so bold as to threaten me!
It is my life.
You shall regret your empty wisdom when it ends in tears.
If you were not my father, I would say that you were mad with power. You wish to have your say, but then refuse to hear me speak.
Quite so. But know by all that is holy that you shall not wound me with this foul abuse. Go, bring out the loathsome thing so that she might die right before his eyes, her lover's very eyes.
No, not before my eyes. I could not stand for that. I believe that you should not keep the company of your sycophants, Father.
My lord, the man has gone in rage and haste. A young man's pain is deep and sharp.
No, let the boy go and dream his immortal adolescent dreams. He shall not save this girl from her earned fate.
You have it in your mind to kill only Antigone?
No, not the innocent, for your advice was sound as regards to Issamine. She is disowned to marry a pauper without honor.
Then what is the fate you have decreed to be Antigone's?
I shall have her taken somewhere unreported and hide her there, alive within some rocky cave, with enough food to provide to satisfy the right of death, thus ensuring that her natural state of starvation might not incur guilt. And in that place, then she may pray to Hades, the god that she loved the most, and learn or maybe she might learn what a waste of time her life has become, knowing that the gods will not listen to her rather than my rule.
Desire, in battle unconquered, ephemeral things can elude you. A passion drives a man mad, perverting the minds of even right-minded men to corruption. Confusion is victorious, a power enthroned beside natural law, while Aphrodite always wins and works her arbitrary will.
But now when I see these things, I am myself transported past the bonds of blind obedience.
No longer can restrain wellsprings of tears when I see Antigone embarked upon her path to the universal bridal suite of death.
Observe me, fellow citizens of this my native land, how I embark on this my final journey, to look one last time upon the light of day, never more again me, living still to universal sleep. No share in marriage songs, no bridal hymn has ever honored me, but I shall be the bride of Hades.
Fair fame and praise are your companions.